This week we travel to southern Namibia, to a new location. We're headed down to the southern camp to help practice a little conservation.
Blue Collar Adventures, proudly sponsored by Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
We're back in my favorite blind, the owl blind. But this year, Louis fixed it up really nice. We had our snacks, our coolers. It was a little bit hot, but it was a lot nicer than last year. Jay spots this water buck. I've never got a water buck before, and Louis asked me, do you want to shoot a water buck? So I get super excited. I get on him. I keep waiting for him to give me the right shot. It's kind of at an angle. It's a little bit stressful, but I feel like I can make a pretty good shot with my Matthews. Said I could shoot him, and so hopefully we can find him out there with a raven. It was really nerve-wracking. Jay's got all these fancy cameras this year, and trying to move around in here, I was kind of ready to strangle him for a second, but we finally calmed down and got settled, and he came super close, like 17 yards, I think. It's kind of an angling shot down there, but it's a little bit back more than I wanted to be, but I'd rather have it back than in the shoulder blade. So hopefully we can track him down and he's laying over there. The best trackers, the best PHs, and the best dog, Rex, to track him. So my confidence is high. I'm thinking we're gonna find him, but it is really hot and really dry. Next morning we got the call and they found him. The birds were the only way that they could locate where he was. The bummer part about it was we were only a couple hundred yards from him. We were walking past him. I had made a really good shot. There was just no way to track to where he was.
It's a big bull, eh?
The pit bulls of Africa sometimes are some of the toughest animals in the world. Shot him with a great shot, transmitter. Everything failed. Broke the broadhead off. We searched for hours, had trackers for hours, but you know, that's hunting. It's unfortunate, but we gave it every effort we could. Glad we at least recovered him.
I know, super bummed what happened.
Hey, at least you got him.
I don't know why you're bummed. I would be happy you got him.
I know, I'm happy. I'm not gonna let it ruin our trip. I know that we did everything possible to recover him, and that's all you can do.
Blue Collar Adventures, proudly sponsored by Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare. The best of the West shooting system, KUIU Ultralight Hunting, GSM Outdoors, Crow Suppressors, Wilderness Athlete.
One of the things I haven't had a chance to harvest was color phase springbuck. There's a copper, there's a black, there's a white, there's different colors of blessed bucks. So Peter's dad, Peter, owns La Palongue, which is down in the south camp, so it's about 5 hours in car. And what's better than a bunch of friends and a girl in a road trip? I'm sure she didn't have near as much fun as we did, but we made a little road trip down to La Palongue.
This is what I have to put up with. La Palongue is beautiful. Like, you can't even imagine. You're driving and it's desert everywhere and dry. And then you just see this, it's like a green island with amazing little huts and animals everywhere. It's a beautiful place. Amazing place to take your family. I was so excited to be here. To say that they spoiled us just a smidgen. Girlfriends back at home that don't really hunt, but they would love to come here.
Well, it's funny how these things work. It's Louis and Jay had met each other at the breakfast table in Dallas Ferry Club, if I can remember correctly, or SCI, I'm not sure which one. And Louis brought this cowboy to our booth, and we just set up a hunt. And I think it's year 3 or 4 now, and Louis and Jay and Crystal's always been the team hunting together, but this year Louis gave us a chance to also hunt with the guys, and it was a lot of fun. Personally, I'm not too great of a bow hunter, so I enjoyed the rifle hunting with them more. And we came down to South Camp, and we did some long-range shooting and some color variations, and yeah, the guys did great. We made beautiful shots and shot some beautiful animals.
Well, this trip we had an assignment. I was after a blue wildebeest, and Jay was after some colored springbuck. Number one thing was to feed the lodge, and I wasn't going to argue with that. Squeeze off Jay's 28 Nosler, and all I can see is smoke. He runs off. He's fat.
That's a huge. It's a buffalo.
That's a biggie.
Fat. He's darker than the ones in your other place.
They thrive in this kind of arid where there's not a lot of grass. They thrive here.
Oh, he's huge. I've never seen him up close. It's freaking huge.
Congratulations, Crystal.
Thank you, Peter.
Beautiful.
It's awesome. We've been hunting for days and days in the bow blind, and it's difficult. It's really difficult to bow hunt. I think we've spent over 80 hours trying to get a blue, and it just depends on the conditions and the water and my luck, which is not all that great sometimes. But we only had a couple more days left, so I had to break out Best of the West to finally get one. It's been 2 years I've been trying to get one here, and thanks to these guys, I finally got my first blue.
Blue Collar Adventures, proudly sponsored by Cinnamon Creek Archery, Spot Hog, Matthews, Vortex, The Force Synoptics, Traeger Wood Pellet Grills, Pinnacle Hunting Supplies.
got the end of it.
He's going down. Quick action over here, white springbuck. I've never had a chance to harvest one. And we just walked through the brush and we found one. We've been seeing them run everywhere, and I just finally got a chance. I don't know if we got it on film, the camera locked up, but we got him going down, so that's awesome.
Good job, buddy.
Thank you.
Great shooting.
Good, yeah, good creation. Good creation. Share Namibia with me and to share your country and your lifestyle, and brought me in like family.
You're welcome, buddy.
That's what's great.
You feel like family by now.
Yeah, I know. I've been here so long. You guys are gonna make me go to work around there, but golly.
Sure, they're beautiful. And the horns are the smallest of the three, or the four actually. But yeah, they beautiful little specimens.
Man, he's a beautiful ram. That is a nice.
He's an old one. Eh?
Yeah.
Look how he's worn down.
That's what's cool about you guys is I've been here for buffalo. I've been here for Crystal's kudu, blue wildebeest. You've got every species. You got all these different places we can go, so you never get tired of it. And if you want to change location,
That's
let's
right.
go somewhere else. Today we jumped in the car, we drove south, got to this beautiful lodge, we're hunting white springbuck. Last night I shot a blue wildebeest with my bow, just at another beautiful property. Shapunga Kamako, you never have to leave them, and I don't want to. That's the cool thing. Our friendship means so much as you develop it over years. And I want you there for all of my Africa experience, because you know every country that I want to hunt. So,
Oh, thank you very much. Buddy.
great find.
I was pretty excited when Peter Sr. told me I could go take pictures of the cheetahs. These 3 cheetahs were orphaned when they were really young, and they raised them here and kept them here, and they're the most beautiful things I've ever seen.
A farmer had found their mother had been lost. They found them in a hole, and these guys brought them in, raised them, provided them a habitat, and created a little conservation here in Namibia. This lodge has made it to where they have a nice habitat. People can come see the cheetah. Just look at them. They're just unbelievable to see them. And take 2, the other cheetah just ate our $4,000 camera. But to have an experience with cheetah like this is just part of Africa. A big part of the cheetah is what do we do conservation wise. Part of conservation is hunting them, but I feel like they're trying to figure that out right now. They just have such a great presence here, but they also are something great that needs to be managed, or we may lose all the cheetah. It's hard to put that in perspective, but looking at these guys, I'd like to have a pet cheetah at the house. But La Pelonge Lodge here in southern Namibia, getting to hang out with the cheetahs, pretty amazing experience. I think, what, damn, I'm good. Oh, yeah. Got him, man. Thank you.
Good job.
Black springbuck, man.
Yeah,
That was-
awesome.
When I first came here, I got my first springbuck with you. Now I've got my second, my third. That's the cool thing
awesome.
about it.
That's
That
awesome.
was cool. Man,
That's
they're
dandy.
everywhere out here.
There's a lot of them, man. That's a nice thing. It's hunting makes these animals so we can hunt more of them.
More and more.
Yeah, more and more of them, yeah.
You know what was exciting last night at the lodge? What we're eating for dinner? Springbuck.
Springbuck.
I love it. I love it. We're feeding the lodge, having a beautiful animal down. We've been having a lot of fun. This is a good test. This is a long-range gun, but we've had some short, quick shots, some long shots.
That's a nice thing. You can use it for any type of hunting.
Yeah.
So that's awesome.
If I can hit them, it's a pretty good gun. It's a pretty good gun. Thanks, Louie.
Well done, buddy.
I've had a
Good
great
job. Good job.
2.5 weeks with you guys.
Awesome.
I
That's
hate it's
good.
getting close
Let's
to
go
the end.
check it out.
Let's go look. You know, I was introduced to springbuck right here a few years ago. I shot my very first one. Louie and I went out and saw one of the coolest Namibian species there are. These are pretty recognizable here in Namibia, but to have the color phases, the white, now a black, now we're gonna see if we can find a copper, but we've seen so many animals out here, and it's really neat to have a combination here at this lodge, that you've got different people coming to see the wildlife. We saw rhinos yesterday. You've got this water oasis in the middle of the desert, because you look behind me, it's pretty barren ground. These animals are fat, do well, they've adapted to this environment. It doesn't hurt that, you know, this family and this outfit kind of takes care of the animals, and that's what it's about in conservation, looking after the animals. We've had an amazing time here. You got to get over here, and I got to bring my best to Wes. This is a fun gun to come out here with. I'm gonna let these guys try it out. We're doing some camp meat today, so we've got to go out and get some steaks for the freezer.
We grew up in the south of Namibia. We used to long-range shooting or long distance shooting, but we always didn't have the best equipment. Me, Peter, and Ace invested in the Best of the West rifles, and let me tell you, they arrived. We're just waiting on our licenses, and we are very excited to come back to our home ground and test them out on some springbuck and gemsbuck, and so yeah, this is a great place to test those rifles. Jay made awesome shots on some species. We did some culling as well. It's a little bit dry this year, so we could tell him and Crystal to do some management on the animals for us, which is very awesome. And yeah, the meat is a very big part of our industry and very important. Nothing gets wasted. So they did some awesome shots on those animals, quick kills, and the meat is perfect for that we can distribute between the people.
Yes.
That's Best of the West right there, man.
Congratulations, buddy.
The way you got these sticks set up, that was a long shot for me.
That's a beautiful shot. 380 from 6. Good job, man.
Thanks, man. That's my first white blessed buck. I've killed a blessed buck a long time ago, but you have so many cool color phase at this place. It's been exciting. We got a black, we got a white springbuck, a white blessed buck. You guys are getting some camp meat. We're having a pretty dang good time. Best of the West is getting some action today. We're out here with two reasons. Species that I've never had a chance to hunt, and we're making meat for the lodge. That's what's really cool about Africa. Every one of these animals, we use every bit of them. I get to bring it home and pay a tribute to it by keeping it with me, and the meat goes here to feed everybody here. We're gonna get to eat some. Last night we had springbuck. Tonight we might have blessed buck, but we're an amazing place to come, whether you're a bow hunter, a rifle hunter, or you just want to come see Africa. These guys have everything, and I'm just so blessed to be able to come here. I'm just a small little ranch kid from nowhere that never thought I'd go to Africa. It's my 4th trip with these guys, and I hope it's the 4th of many.
Jay and I have been coming here. This is our 3rd year, and it just wouldn't be the same coming by myself. Being here as a couple and getting to experience the wildlife, the people, the food, it's just amazing to be here as a couple and experience all this together.
I love being a student of life, and part of the trip to Lapalonge, which is in the south, is where the Bushmen are from. And they arranged for us to meet some of the local Bushmen and go spend a little time with them. And that's what traveling around the world's all about, is meeting people from another part of the world, spending some time with them, and learning from them. Just to watch these guys and how humble they were, and their primitive hunting techniques, but successful hunting techniques. There's a lot we can learn from that. And I think in today's world, there's There's a lot that we need to look at and remember about that, because the simplicity of their life looks like a pretty happy life, and it was an honor and a privilege to go out and spend time with these guys.
It's just like a dream. It's an amazing place to be, amazing place to bring your family, and I just hope I get to come back. Africa is just so much more than just hunting. Just to be around, they're like our family. Every time we come, I mean, we only get to see them a couple times a year, either at the shows or when we come, and there's just such a bond there.